Thank you, Dr. Aparna. And that was a very nice session. Moving on, we have the final topic, which is Perfect Guide to Corneal Imaging Specular Microscopy. It's a very short topic. So, what is specular microscopy? Moving on, it is used to study the qualitative and the quantitative aspect of corneal endothelial cells. The indications are preoperative in almost any intraocular surgery. Then in the other eye of a pseudophakic bullous keratopathy to see whether there's Fuchs as a risk factor, grading of donor tissue, and in diagnosis of Fuchs endothelial dystrophy as such. So let's look at a few specular scans. This is the first specular scan which we have with us here. So let's see the various parameters. The first parameter is number, which we see over here. So what is number? Number is not the count of the endothelial cells. It is simply the number of cells evaluated in the scan. So in the scan, the number of cells that were evaluated were 227. Next, we move on to is CD, which is cells density. This is the number of cells present in a 1 micrometer square of area. So 2712. So hence it is denoted as number of cells per micrometer square area. So the cell density in the scan is 2712. A healthy cell density, is more than 2000 or more than 2500. Also, it depends on the age of the patient. So this cell density is what we take as cell count, which helps us in decision making with intraocular surgeries. The next parameter is average. This is the average cell area. It is the area of each cell measured in micrometer square. It is evaluated to study the phenomenon of polymegathism, that is different cell sizes in the cornea. The next parameter we see here is standard deviation. It is the standard deviation in cell area, that is plus minus how much percentage is the difference in the area of the cells, which again is a parameter for the phenomenon of polymegathism, that is to study the different cell size. Coefficient of variation, it is the standard deviation in cell area divided by average cell area. The normal value is less than 30%, and it is the most important parameter to measure variation in cell size. A low coefficient of variation shows a uniform cell size and it is desirable. A large coefficient of variation shows a wide variation in cell sizes and it denotes polymegathism and is common in diabetic patients due to metabolic stress on the endothelium. Next parameter is the max and the min. The maximum is the largest cell, that is the area of the largest corneal endothelial cell, and the minimum is the area of the smallest corneal endothelial cell. Again, when we come over here, polymegathism column or the area column, which we've seen over here, it describes the number of cells within various area size. So each of these cells, micrometer square, the size, that is the 0 to 100. That means here, cells of the size of 0 to 100 micrometer square are 0%. Cells of the area 100 to 200 micrometer square are 3%. Cells of the area of 200 to 300 and so on so forth up to 900. Maximum should be distributed into 300 to 500 micrometer square column because this is the healthy size of a corneal endothelial cell. The next phenomena is the pleomorphism column. Cell shape is evaluated here to note pleomorphism, that is variety in cell shape. The cells of various shape in the cornea are round, triangle, square, pentagon, hexagon, and scallop margins. The important parameter to consider in this is hexagonality, that is 6A, a six-sided cell. A good hexagonality level is more than 50%, like here what you see is 53%. Moving on, let's interpret a few specular scans. The first specular scan that we have here is a normal specular scan. So as we discussed, the number of cells evaluated here is 227, which is okay. The cell density, that is the number of cells per millimeter square, are 2712, which is healthy. The average area of cells is 369 micrometer square. That is, most of the cells lie between the 300 to 500 in the area column. The hexagonality as seen over here is 53%, which is above 50%, and that is normal. If you see the picture of the corneal endothelial cells over here, you can see a lot of the cells are hexagonal in shape and they look uniform in size more or less with no dropout areas, that is no guttae that are visible. So this looks like a healthy corneal endothelium. Moving on, the next important spotter here is in specular microscopy is Fuchs endothelial dystrophy. The number of cells over here that were picked up for the scan are 39. So that is that because there are areas of cell dropout, so very little cells are picked up for the study. The cell density is 1391 per millimeter square, which is a low count. It's less than 2000, it's even less than 1500. Then other than that, if you see, the average area of cells is 719. This is due to the large Gatte or cell dropout areas. They are too evaluated erroneously as cells. These large areas that are dropped out where there are no cells, these are picked up as corneal endothelial cells by the scan due to the error in scanning. And then the largest cell area is denoted as 719. If you see in the area column over here, in the 300 to 500 group, there are very less cells, and most of the cells are larger than 900. This is because individual Gatte cell dropout areas are taken as cells, and then the area is distributed as such. The hexagonality is 38%, which is less than 50%. And here, when you see on the picture, there are a huge amount of Gatte that are seen. So the diagnosis is Fuchs endothelial dystrophy. Another indication for specular microscopy is grading of donor tissue. Grading of donor tissue in cornea is done, of course, using slit lamp with all these parameters over here based on the epithelium, the stroma, and the desmase and the endothelium. After grading it on slit lamp, we do send the tissue for specular microscopy. And based on the cell count, we grade the cornea as excellent, very good, good, fair, and poor. Excellent corneas go for optical and endothelial keratoplasties, penetrating. Of course, fair corneas go for therapeutic cases or then tectonic cases. Finally, for all the spotters in my presentation, please have a look at my site, spotifystudygroup.com, and this concludes our instruction course. Thank you so much for your valuable time.